Hey everybody, Josh here with a little last-minute promo. Just found out that this Tuesday night, April 7th, there will be an online live screening of The Fiddling Horse, starring Andy Kindler, J. Elvis Weinstein, Paula Lindbergh, so many more. Go to 40fps.store, that's FORTYFPS.store, and click on 40Fest. The cost is $4. You get to see the movie we talked about for a year on this very show. That's 40fps.store. Click on 40Fest. Tuesday, April 7th, 7 p.m. Pacific. Hope to see you there. We'll talk about it next week. Okay, now on to the Coronatainment.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the number and dial again.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
I hope this is my new voice. Hi.
Hi.
That's not the way it sounded, Josh.
No, it's not at all.
Josh, it did not sound that way. Thank you, Nichols. Good night, May.
All right, let me just get my levels here a little bit.
You mean comedically? I'm on. I'm over grieving. No more grieving. Only fun now. Oh.
Welcome to Shiva of the Air.
I saw a magazine that you would really love today.
What's that?
Mishpucha. It's called Mishpucha.
Ah.
Did you know how it was spelled?
Is there a discount for a family subscription?
You have to do that joke.
No, I don't.
One of us is going to do it. It won't work, and we're never performing again. But one of us should have it.
Sounds like a Kindler to me, then.
I forgot the joke already. What was it? Do they have a family sign-up? What was it?
A family discount?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so good. And also, because the other thing is, the second read is Jews cheap family discount.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's got
everything.
Everything but funny.
You know, when I say something's evergreen, I spell it Green, but I mean it as if it's referring to a Jew.
Ah, with an E.
No, I don't know if it always has an E. I had Jewish people near me who had a Green. But, you know, am I wrong that Green is not a Jewish name then? Just Greenberg? Is that what makes it?
Green is not an exclusively Jewish name. But it's a frequently Jewish name.
Hey, don't watch out, folks. You don't want to hit the Evergreenberg. Isn't that isn't that a joke? Another joke of ours, or is that yours?
It was the sir. We've hit a Goldberg.
You know, I could do 55 minutes on that one night if I'm having trouble in Maine.
I just I recorded the Nazi Titanic special, and I will watch it sometime this week so we can talk about it.
What is it? You recorded it?
Yes.
Oh. Why am I not?
Why is that so puzzling and stumping?
No. There's many things that are puzzling me now.
Yeah.
Did you say cinematic Titanic?
No. I said the Nazi Titanic special that we talked about, which is what spurred Sir We've Hit a Goldberg.
Now it's like the first half of the movie Awakenings, right?
Yes, it's like we open a little door to a memory room.
And then when does it shut? Soon,
and it'll.
I apologize.
And it'll slam.
What's that?
It'll slam too.
Hey, I apologize for not being Johnny on the spot, but I don't have. I turned off the thing that notifies you when you get texts.
Yeah.
I hate that sound. But what you're saying is, yes, you hate that sound, but it was time for the show. But what I was thinking was, this, I didn't call you asshole. This asshole's not even ready at 9 normally.
Check.
Oh, yeah, that's great, this fucking guy. He has me come over here and reads me the riot act or looks down his Jewish nose at me about my tardiness. All right, that's good.
All right. You good?
I'm good. Well, I can go on. Oh.
How's your quarantine going?
My quarantine is going well. I don't think I've made any mistakes, but when I don't go out at all. The only times I go out are to get mail and And then there was one other thing. No, I think it was both male oriented. So I'm taking gloves. I'm throwing them off.
Are you only doing grocery delivery?
So far, yeah. I haven't been in a grocery store since the quarantine began.
Yeah.
But what I used to do was, and I'm sure this will be of interest to, is I used to go, and I would frequent places around the street, like I'll go into the ice cream place I haven't even gone in any of those places. When I go out for a walk, I kind of like, steer clear.
You do Omega Man in your head?
What's that?
Charlton Heston.
Omega Man?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's The Last Man.
Is that a movie?
It's it's a sci-fi movie of the 70s.
You goddamn. See, I don't feel as comfortable as I do in your house. Going, you goddamn lunkheads.
Yeah.
You blew it, you lunkheads.
We don't share a wall with anybody here, so.
Hey, I want to see if you can guess this. Who would be in your neighborhood? I already gave it away. The one-up guy is back again.
The one-up guy?
Yeah. Thank you to I took a picture of it. Let me look at the picture.
Oh, yeah. the ugly decorating clearinghouse yard.
Thank you, healthcare workers and families with an OXO. And, do you think he's fooling me that he's not setting up a huge Easter thing behind it?
I think he's like, it's like he wants American Pickers to stop by or something.
That's exactly. You know what? In another, and I don't know, but for the grace of God, go I say. Because I could see myself with a similar vibe. I love that show, American Pickers. But do they know that my mom's an antique dealer? Well, actually, I did a thing with them.
I know. I remember that on Letterman.
And you know what? Did you see online today?
You said they weren't that happy when you were being funny.
Oh no! They were. Maybe what did I make up? I think I made up that. No, they weren't that happy. And the one guy said the other guy doesn't get to be funny enough.
Oh right,
so
they said
pay attention to him more.
Give Frank a little extra juice.
Right. And because I knew the people who produced the show from some other situation. And this is a great story, Josh. You want to lie down first?
Yeah.
Do you want to take some Xanax first? It's a great story. It's another one of those great field trip Letterman stories.
Yes.
I'm done.
Nothing more?
Oh, no, it was fun. It was, we went, and I remember riding.
You went on a pick, right?
Yeah, that's right. We went on a pick. And I remember riding down the street of this. It was like an old timey city.
Okay.
It wasn't like it was off the beaten track. In other words, I had to fly to somewhere.
That's where all your best picking takes place. You aren't going to find because you're not going to find much stuff on the beaten track.
I will tell you though that I would like to find it. I do like Antiques Roadshow every once in a while. I don't know if you do, but I enjoy it.
It's pretty slow.
It's very slow, but every once in a while. And then I would like to have a show like The Pickers, but I can't watch them anymore. I'm done with them. I need a new show that's not because I can't stand who's the guy from Vegas? I hate the Pawn guy. The Pawn guy is poison to me.
I'm well over Pawn Stars for many years now.
And as you know, I like an idiot. I bought not a single blade. They call it a safety razor, but it's not. You put the razor into that old style thing and you close it up. Yeah, I bought it because it was advertised. He advertised it as the great. All you ever need is this old horrible razor. It's a horrible razor. Have you ever tried to use a razor like that?
No, because I figured I'd cut myself.
I cut myself every day, Josh. Yeah. Every day. Right. How long did I keep up with the ruse? Like months.
I figure if they keep adding blades and saying it's better, then one ain't that good.
Hey, I couldn't even believe it today. It was like the world visits Thought Spiral Studios.
Welcome to the My Pillow Task Force headquarter phone line. My
wife Susan looked up, and at first she thought she couldn't believe. She literally couldn't believe it. And then she looked. What am I looking at?
I just want to know, Andy, are you getting right with the Bible?
Well,
use this time. Use this time to get right with the Bible.
Well, what are you making over there? The factory. I mean, are these good? Are they good masks that you're making in your factory?
Well, of course they're a good masks. We got Egyptian cotton and a patented fill inside.
Okay, you love Trump a lot, right?
Oh, he's a gift from God.
But he's a racist.
No, he's not a racist.
He hates black people.
He does not hate black people. He categorizes them differently.
No. You know what? For a second, I wouldn't mind someone with that accent denying being a racist.
Oh, God, no.
No, he's from Minnesota.
Oh, he's not a racist. He's just one. He just knows where his kind belongs.
Or in the Lenny Bruce routine, where the guy goes, "That Joe Louis was a hell of a fighter."
Yes.
I
just watched the Lenny Bruce doc on Amazon last night that you're in.
Oh my God! I don't. Is it about free speech or something?
No, it's a really haphazard Lenny Bruce documentary with like tons of different interviews with incredibly disparate people with incredibly disparate cameras that they were shot on. And it
was I in the Laugh Factory? Maybe.
No, you were like in your house.
Oh, how do I let people in like that?
I don't know. It was a while back. It was a while back.
How do I let people in? Like I turned down things.
You were
right?
still castable. But
I never even.
You came off less blowhardy than a lot of people. Let me just say.
Well, I always.
You had one really good point, I thought, about talking about how some of this was it was just commerce. It wasn't free speech issue. That's just commerce, which was very sensible for an Andy Kindler comment, I thought.
Yeah, anything that doesn't start out with "that guy's an idiot."
But
right?
They lean strangely hard on Christopher Titus. So.
Oh my God! I don't think I've seen this final product. Where can I get it?
It's on Amazon.
Is it Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I started watching the Tiger thing tonight.
Oh yeah, I've watched much of that.
I listened to the podcast.
I started watching it as an escape from the world, and then after a while, I had to escape from that world.
Well, he's pretty creepy, that guy. I did listen to his podcast, and he is creepy. Do you think am I avoiding the talking about grieving, or what? Or am I living in denial?
I don't think so. We're going to get around to it. We're going to talk several times this week, but I figured since we're you're on an uptick, why take you down?
That's true. I feel good, and why question it? Because that's my thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Isn't that my deal?
That's right.
I've got therapy tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if there's anything else between me and you that you want me to work out in my therapy session.
On your therapy shopping list?
Yeah, just submit it before 2 p.m.
Okay, well, with the hashtag?
Hashtag. Hi. That would know. That's how you know you would be going off the deep end, as if. But I don't see that as much difference from me right now. I'm going into therapy. Any suggestions of what I should talk about? How is that different? How is that different from? That's like a half an inch difference from who I could be. You know what I mean? Like I don't take pictures of myself. But I notice when you take pictures of yourself and you say, "Hey, this guy is all schmoopled," then you get more followers, not followers, where you get more likes. So then you get obsessed with, hey, people love it when I stick myself in the thing. Yeah. And then it's over, right?
Yeah, it's over pretty quick.
Do you have Instagram?
I do.
That's what Susan said. I should have Instagram.
Yeah, it's a popular.
What's the matter with me?
It's a popular platform, but
I'm sure I'm on there already in some form or another. I mean, I tried to get my name.
I think you've been tagged on things, but.
Well, how do you name yourself if someone took it? Or that doesn't work that way?
I don't know.
This is the worst thing I've ever done in our relationship. This is just terrible. Literally, it's terrible. It's absolutely unprofessional. Maybe I'll ask Josh about how to open an Instagram account.
Let me just say, I think you can do it because there are some idiots on there who did.
Well, I had to do something. I had to do remote. I have to sign some papers for my mom, and I have to find an electronic notary, and that took up half a day.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what I'm looking for. That's the problem with me.
Does the electronic notary watch you sign something on camera?
Well, that's the thing. Like in New York, you can have remote, like right now in some states, especially with the COVID virus going on, you can have some things done on camera. Here I am with my a notary person. You see it, right? But then California doesn't allow that because they think there's going to be a big, you know how people would start making fake notarizing videos.
Yes. Well, I have my dead father's notary stamp, so that was good in 1995. Who'd notice? Who would notice?
Wait a second. Hold on. Let me get this down for legal purposes. So how many years did you use that? Was that how you?
I have never self-notarized anything. No.
I thought you were going to use it to somehow get all of his estate or something. I don't know what.
No, it was just something that showed up with some of his stuff. Turns out he was a notary in addition to an attorney.
It really is something that if you were going to write a biography about somebody, that would be the thing you'd leave out.
It's not something he crowed about.
Yeah. It is a job, though, that I'm kind of like that Christopher Guest in Spinal Tap. I kind of I see a job. I go, what does it pay? You know?
Yeah.
Like it seemed like I saw once I met with a mobile notary or something. It seemed like, I wonder if I could do something like this.
I think you could.
But then you realize.
I do think you could.
But then you realize.
But it's all paperwork.
It's not as glamorous as it doesn't look.
Exactly.
It's less glamorous. Hey, being a notary isn't. Everything I wanted before stand-up was what job could I do that I could make a living without having to commit to, so my career would flourish.
Maybe you should start being a notary private.
How long was that in your mind?
Just that second.
I'm writing it down.
Okay, go for it. Another Kindler.
Another Kindler. I'm thinking maybe I should torture people with a show from my house.
You should not.
I should torture them with an unfocused show. No, I'm over it already.
No, put your album out. How about that?
Oh, this close.
Oh, good.
And, a naysayer like you coming in with that.
I'm not a naysayer. I'm a goddamn cheerleader compared to most people who just don't care.
Well, my brother did say to me something this week that was we don't talk about politics, but he did say this one thing that was like, why did they, like the first second when Trump said, oh yeah, maybe we'll get going by Easter. My brother was like, why? And then they were like going, what? Everyone's going nuts. It's not going to be by Easter. Why did they listen to him at all? We knew it wasn't going to be.
Right.
We knew it wasn't going to be by Easter. So I kind of saw it from a different point of view. Like, man, this guy really does know how to this pathological nut does know how to wind people up. It's like he's like a 2-week story or 1-week story about him saying he was going to loosen up everything.
No, it was literally a day and a half that seemed like 2 weeks, Andy.
I did tell Susan that with all the news being done by, everybody's in their house doing the news and MSNBC.
Yeah.
This will be good for us because people will get used to bad audio. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
So everything sounds like it's a phone call. Now we sound like our technique, our technical. You know what? Maybe my comedy is time to stop.
Well, I hopefully have upped our game since last week.
It sounds better.
It's now hardwired to the recording as opposed to mic'd, so we're a step closer to actual audio practices now.
Are you a step closer to go down to Culver City to the NPR or the PBS cubicle, and then they put you in an IND line or an INC line or a voice over internet protocol?
I am, except for you and I could almost literally do this show with a soup can and string.
In terms of content?
No,
or sound?
in terms of the audio and the distance between us right now.
Oh, I think you're losing me with your comedy. Are you getting too cerebral with me?
Did you never
With the comedy?
Did you never tie the two soup cans together with
Oh,
string?
I certainly did.
Okay.
I did.
I'm saying we're so close.
Oh, we're so close
Geographically.
geographically. But I would never think you would do a hardwire joke now, after all these years. And first of all, I never listened to anything through that thing. Did you?
Through the soup can, yeah.
And you can hear
my friend talking.
And what was the wire that was connected? Was it just a wire?
It was string.
I don't believe it works.
Yeah,
How does it work? It
works.
conducts, the string conducts sound. Is that what you're telling me?
Enough vibration, which is then read essentially by the can, becomes the speaker that's reading the vibration.
So in other words, I used to think these people who invented television and everything was so great. Now it's just easy. You did it. It's trial and error.
I didn't invent it, actually.
Oh, okay. But you trial and error.
Boy's life or some shit.
I swear to God, I never thought that would work, and I don't think I ever did it. I think I had horrible walkie-talkies a couple of times.
Yeah, I had lots
life.
of walkie-talkies.
And what did you do with them?
I walked and talked.
Yeah, but I mean, were you like an assistant manager of Staples?
I had a best friend 2 doors away when I was a little kid.
This is this is like thought spiral gems. I like pretending.
I had a friend, Craig Smith, who I was virtually inseparable from for certainly all of my single-digit childhood.
Wow. That's a long time.
And there was 2 houses between us. And so we played together all the time.
Man, I never had anything like that in my neighborhood. Now, what happened? How did you guys break up?
We didn't break up. We grew up.
Right. So you
but
expanded.
as we got into high school, we got interested in different things and had slightly different paths. But we never were estranged. I still see him when I go back to Minneapolis.
Wow. This is like I don't know why I'm making it like it's Believe It or Not or something.
No, he was a great friend, and he in some ways, I learned my young bravery from him because we went on a 2-week round country road trip when I had turned 16. And because we pulled that off was basically how later in that year my parents let me go on the road as a comic, So
wow. I mean, this is pretty, but I don't know why I think there has to be an ending to, not an ending, but where you two in real life live a couple of doors down.
Yeah, no, it didn't. We didn't turn out alike at all.
Oh yeah, that's what I was asking.
I had another friend.
Like when you
had another friend.
When you were playing different games?
Huh?
I was going to ask you what kind of games you were playing with him. Like if you were playing with him all the time, then you did share some interests.
Yeah, as little kids, we just played.
Like Twister.
Well, like everything from building giant forts in the yard to snow activities to sleepovers to
I can't believe it.
Things kids do.
I can't believe I just blocked all that possibility out of life. Like what could you have been doing together? Going outside. That's
Did you play Trouble?
Outside.
Did you play Monopoly?
Well, so 2 kids could have different likes or like different hobbies or whatever.
Yeah,
but
very different.
Bonded in the physical activities.
He was Lutheran. I was Jewish.
Oh, that's a pretty... I was going to ask you if he was Jewish. I don't know why, but And did you ever talk about... No, neither one of you cared about your religion.
Well, no, I would go to church with him sometimes, and he'd come to... Well, we didn't actually go to synagogue that much, but he was
But
there.
you had to go to school, though.
Yeah, we went to school together.
Hebrew school, I mean.
He didn't go to that.
How old were you when that started?
He was a year older than me, and then I skipped a grade, and we ended up in the same grade by 3rd grade.
Okay, now have we talked about the fact that you skipped a grade before?
I don't know.
And what do you think about that?
I'm glad I did it. I got done a year quicker.
But didn't you... How did it happen?
Well, I think my brother did first. Maybe my brother went from fourth to sixth grade. Just skipped.
I lost that last.
My brother went
in-
from fourth to sixth. He just skipped fifth grade entirely.
Oh,
And in my case, they moved me to third in the middle of my second grade year.
I've never even heard of either one of these things happening.
We were smart cookies, Andy.
Well, that I know. Hey, but I'm not sensitive about my level of intelligence.
No, I know that. I wasn't lording it over you. How could I?
I mean,
I could never get that. I could never get that past you.
You wouldn't call me a moron.
No, there's plenty of other words I could call you that you wouldn't understand.
Stupid, like moron. That means someone who these type of jokes.
Right.
Condescending. That means talking down to you.
Right.
I just finished off that whole genre of comedy. I'm trying to get a read on you as a small child. I cannot get it.
No, I was. I was pretty active, though fat. But fat, but coordinated.
I'm not laughing at you being fat. I'm laughing at the way you described it.
No, that's okay.
Because I don't have a problem with weight.
That's okay. I wouldn't have put it out there if I was tender.
Right.
And Craig was a big part of why I was an active kid, because he was like a stringy, athletic type.
Oh, did you guys play 2-on-2 basketball in the neighborhood?
We did like everything. We played tennis, we played football, frisbee. It was like really typical, like kids playing kid stuff.
And where you grew up looks like that movie that the Coen Brothers shot. Although I don't know if I saw the neighborhoods. I can't get a read. It was like Leave It to Beaver style homes. Or
yeah, it's like that. I mean, they shot it in a slightly different suburb, but yes, in A Serious Man, that suburb is that story took place in my suburb.
Wow. Is it like a regular Peyton place? If you had stayed there, and now nobody stays anywhere where they.
No, there wasn't drama really.
Man, I don't know this Craig's. Oh, I don't want to say his name because first of all, his last name is Smith.
All right.
So we don't want to draw any attention to people named Smith.
So what part did you not want to say?
Oh no! I didn't want to draw any more attention to him because it clearly becomes me something I'm searching for. You know what I mean? To take the heat off of myself or something.
Yeah.
I don't like myself as an interrogator. I hope I don't ever have to actually ask someone questions for real.
Yeah, you ask for more. You don't ask out of curiosity so much as confusion. It seems to be the main generator.
So you have this neighbor of yours. You had activities, and he had limbs. Did he have body limbs?
Let me ask you this question from Bernard Pivot. What's a car?
The 5 questions from Bernard Pivot. Did your friend? Do you remember if he had a 3-speed bike? Or did you have a 10-speed?
A lot of biking. We did a lot of biking, by the way.
But did you have? I had an English Racer, which were terrible bikes.
Like a Raleigh?
I had 3 speeds. That's all I know. What's a Raleigh mean?
On the tree or on the Raleigh was an English bike.
I remember the name of that. Oh my God! Now I know why
we had a Raleigh. We had a 5-speed Raleigh with a gear shifter on the sissy bar.
Wow,
that was cool.
I think I never had a sophisticated bike. Now that just probably means I'm old.
I actually posted a picture of my favorite bike on Twitter yesterday.
And what kind of a bike is it?
It was this Huffy bike with a big shock absorber, and it really worked.
What do you mean? It worked like in your backyard or something? Or it worked everywhere?
The shock absorber worked.
But what's a Huffy? Is that like a hover round?
No,
I'm back, baby.
No, it's like talking to random sound bites.
Wait a second. I don't know what kind of a bike this is. Is it a bike that's like an old style bike?
No, it was more like a dirt bike.
Oh. Another word I don't know. You've never done dirt biking, right? That's not us. Tell me I don't believe it. If you have told me you went to some off-road thing, and I don't believe it.
I've ridden around a dirt bike on dirt, but I've never gone to a track and jumped or anything like that.
Oh, that's okay. Well, that's even more. That sounds dangerous. I've never been on a motorcycle.
Really?
Never. And don't arrange it as a special shoot.
I won't. But I do like them. I'm not allowed to own one, but I do like them.
Did you ever have one?
I had use of one. We've talked about this. I had someone.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
I had a couple people store them long term in my garage and give me riding rights.
Oh, it sounds terrible. I don't want you on a motorcycle anymore. I'm nervous with you on that crazy machine you have now.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that would have a bigger thud, bigger land. So you know Pilates? You don't do any Pilates. You don't do, how are you not driving yourself crazy thus far? From quarantining.
I don't know that I am not driving myself crazy, but like I said last week, lots of cooking and lots of trying to watch movies and things.
Have you watched any good movies that you could recommend to me? I just saw part of the Unabomber in his own words. I got to tell you, it is his own words.
Yeah, they're long.
It's just
ponderous.
Well, no, it was on Netflix, but actually it originated with Reels.
Yeah, Reels is Reels. Reels is the worst. The worst.
Because it's not spelled REAL.
No.
And it's spelled REELZ.
Yes.
So, but they're not even saying that means it's about movies. It just means it's kind of fakey.
For reals?
Tabloid. For reals? It's very tabloidy.
Yeah, it makes True Hollywood Stories look lush.
You just made me want to watch that now. Do they still make those? Because those I could watch during the quarantine.
I don't know, but I bet there's a rich reserve of them somewhere. I watched the other night. I watched Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Wow!
Which
I've seen that in the movie. I saw that in the movie. What's that? I think I saw that in the movie theater. Yeah, with my parents.
68, probably.
Yep, I went to see that in the movie theater. What'd you think?
I liked it a lot. I liked it. I figured I would pretty much like it, but I liked it probably 30% more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I remember. Well, you got great people in it. You got Spencer Tracy.
Spencer Tracy about to die.
For real?
Yeah, he died like
for real.
Yeah, he died 3 weeks after he rapped, and he was dying during the whole shoot. They couldn't even insure him for that movie.
Oh man, I like the idea. For reals?
For reals? So that's my pick for the week.
Which one is that?
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Oh, I don't know who's coming to dinner. Josh, I do not. This is like you had the worst. Let's say we were in vaudeville, and you got stuck with the worst team possible. Kindler.
Wait, I don't know if I can imagine that.
Yeah, you get stuck with Kindler, and it's like my mind's wandering. Who is on first? Oh, I don't know.
So here's the great thing. My plan was just to do about this much time.
Let me ask you a question. You must be tiring of me. No. I can tell that I'm in a defensive mode though, but I thank you for not calling me on my bullshit. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, we're going to talk tomorrow.
This is exciting. This is like a teaser.
So we'll see. It'll be the 5 moods of Andy Kindler this week.
And I predict one of them is going to be Jewy.
You might go Jewy. Save that for the end.
Okay. This does sound to me. I mean, I can't hear myself, but you sound clear as a bell.
Fantastic.
See you then.
All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, man. Everything else good?
Everything's good.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you with a warped, frustrated young man?
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't have my notes with me. Do I need my trinket? Let me get my notes, right? I mean, at least I should have my notes.
I guess if you have notes, sure.
I don't really have notes.
Then what's your game here?
To get a piece of paper. No, I have notes, I think.
We're talking for like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, well, why don't you cut it out?
That's
why
all
don't you cut it out?
That's all we need.
All right, let me stop being a ridiculous person. This is the problem. Okay, now I'm good. Forget it. I don't need a piece of paper. I don't need a piece of paper to talk for 15 minutes.
No, you don't.
I mean, what am I? What am I, that guy?
What are you?
Hey, you know what? On second thought, maybe I do need it.
Are you a network anchor?
I knew I was interrupting. I really have to watch this new. I mean, I'm hoping that this remote recording thing, and it doesn't go on for longer than a year or so.
Right.
But or 2 years, 3 years. But I have to be really careful, even more about interrupting you, because now you see it on the cable news all day long, right?
Yeah, with the delay.
With the delay, and I feel like I would be the worst anchor of all. I'd be every second. Well, let me stop you there. Well, let me ask you this.
Right. The worst is Chuck Todd because he makes those noises, and then those.
What does he do?
And then
I didn't know what he did.
And then those noises, he makes those kind of I'm listening noises, and with a delay, those come in at weird times sometimes.
You know why he does that? Because he does not listen, and that's it's like you could see he's straining. As soon as someone says something, he's thinking, where is he going to go with the
or he's looking at his notes and just trying to give the social cue that he's still listening.
How did he get his job?
I don't know.
No, seriously, I know you don't want to go down this road because it's boring, but how terrible is that Chuck Todd?
He's not good.
Right?
He's not good.
Okay, no. We're done then. We're done. I got it out of my system. So
how are you feeling today?
I feel nasal.
Yeah.
I feel nasal. Do I sound nasal?
Well, not a lot more than usual.
Would you say that what is that called when you have that, a Michael Penn? I don't want to name drop, but Michael Penn, I just name dropped. He used to do, his impression of George Harrison singing, and adenoidal, he called it.
Yeah.
Listen, I say I don't do good impressions, but I guess if you go through your nose, you could do that impression.
Right.
Oh, shut up.
No.
You shut up,
no.
and I shut up.
I enjoyed it a great deal.
No, now, I actually had
so
a
your
very
nasal,
good day.
are you highly congested?
Well, I'm high.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's good for social distancing, I've noticed? Smoking a joint when I go out for my stroll.
Yeah.
People, either I'm making it up in my mind or they are looking at me funny because I'm smoking pot.
Well, probably. It's not.
What am I supposed to do? Hide in the kitchen?
Well, I don't think it's legal to actually smoke it on the street.
I know. No, it's not. I know.
But,
and you have that look of a lot of. That's what the look people give.
But
you.
everyone, I mean, no. Yeah, first of all, you have to realize, as I can tell you, if you're smoking anything on the street, you get that look.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
And you must have that from your life.
Yeah.
Like, what's that guy doing?
No, it's not the weed that's turning people off.
I thought it was for sure. It was
no,
because I've gotten some quizzical looks like, who are obviously if I see any people, families, I run in the opposite direction. I'm not trying to.
Plus, the smoke is a bad visual for like how far the particles from one person's mouth actually go in this day and age.
That's right. Well, if you could catch it that way, and I'm sorry for this new laugh I have.
It's nasal.
Bothering me. I assume you can't catch it as easy. If you could catch it as easy as smelling pot in the air, we'd all be dead.
We'd all be dead for sure, yeah.
But also smoking pot, I hear, is very good for respiratory.
Yes, for sure.
Problems.
Yes.
I had a good day,
Keeps things tough and ready.
Yeah. In case there's problems, I'm already started.
Right.
I had a good day because I had therapy.
Oh, good.
And that was it was excellent therapy. And I got something notarized, and that had got me stuck in a neutral. That one job.
Yeah.
Turned me into a tizzy yesterday. a tizzy.
Yeah, well, you're down to one relative to disappoint now.
It's exactly what it is. It's exactly. I spent half my therapy session talking about how, like, I'm worried my brother's going to go, you didn't get those papers.
That's it.
So I went down to my postal place, and this woman who runs the place, it was like, she couldn't have been nicer. Of course, I'm having her notarize my mother's will.
Yeah.
So, of course, she knows what happened because I tell her. But I was like, she's not notarizing for people. It was a special grieving notarization.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
because
nice.
I was in a pickle because they don't do remote. Did we talk about this yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Then forget it.
No, this was the nice conclusion. This is wrapping it up in a nice tight bow.
This is why it's nice to check in.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was that I realized that I was staring because of anxiety. It was all about anxiety. So I stare at a piece of paper, or I ruminate about it all day. I kind of go on the website. Like my brother sent me information for remote online notary in California. But then if you look, you find out very quickly, we don't have that in California. But in the meantime, I signed up for DocuVerify sign.
Yeah, I use that.
Oh, you have that too?
Yeah, I use that. I do my tax stuff with that through my accountant.
Right. So that's what I thought. I thought this was going to, maybe I could have had something notarized. But anyway, I got very scared. And then I realized that it was anxiety. And I realized after I got off the phone that I clearly understood what my task was. Print out the things, go to the thing, and have it notarized.
Right, yes. That's good.
Yeah, but I couldn't think that. Some people, you might think if this was your child, you'd be scared. Oh, my child can't even do a simple task. But this is when you have
no, but sometimes you need. I even me, who you see as some sort of weird paragon of stability. I mean, I have to sometimes just go to reframe something that I've built way too much shit up on, and just go, right. Here's what it is. This is what you need to do, and you need to do it now.
Oh, so you have experienced the same thing though?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, that's my biggest crossover point with you, and is probably that sort of paralysis of paperwork.
Wow, it's funny that we would both hook up.
Yes.
And both have the same.
In this crazy world.
In this crazy world. See, that. You're right, because I've built up an image of you as a calm warrior.
Yeah, I'm breezing through. I'm breezing through this world in your head. I know.
Yeah. Well, of course, Andy. Let me look. What? I'll in a jiffy, in about an hour and a half, I'll have homemade chicken soup. No problem at all. You have to admit you're good at some of these things that stymie people.
No, I agree. I mean, I definitely have a wide skill set.
And you could be a chef would be something you would be. I'm not a chef. I'm just saying you could do a lot of things at once. I don't know why that impresses me, but it should.
Well, thank you.
Why do I have to sell out the compliment?
But I do. I still get fucking paralyzed over all sorts of very small tasks.
This is a good thing. So this is a good lesson for people out there. I don't know what the lesson is. I don't know why I keep talking to the people out there. Shut up. No one's out there.
No, there is. There's
no one
people.
Is out there.
No, they've proven they're out there. Don't.
I know, but I'm not addressing them. They don't need to be addressed individually.
You don't need to treat them like followers.
I know. And I know that Parush would understand that not tweet Bahara when he went down to his post office and he found, and then Todd, and I'm trying to think of names. Did you ever listen to that Horrible Joe, that sports guy who got pushed over a chair?
Oh, yeah. Why can't I?
Because he's not a memorable name of a person, kind of a, and he was
Jim
somebody.
Jim Rome. And
he was like, it's Corky from all these Poway. That was it. All these places down by San Diego.
Yeah.
Calling in from Poway. Josh, I definitely can see the end from here, and I hope you were nice to me in my golden years. I can't even think of the reference. I don't even know the joke I'm going for. I don't even know the like the tense.
Yeah,
the
you got
tense
so
of the
hung
joke.
up on trying to remember Jim Rome, it all ended there.
And because the original point wasn't that funny, which was I was going to be somebody from Poway. I couldn't get the name Poway.
I've never heard Poway before, so
It's Poweh. It's down or something close to that. Maybe Poway, and it's only down in San Diego. Because I used to listen to that. Whoever that Jim Rome was on that station, which is KFI or whatever. But it used to be a station that had a huge, what's it called when they have a booming transmitter or whatever? You could hear it all through Mexico.
right.
So that was one of those things where those sports call-in shows were like Southern and California and San Diego. I can't stop myself from saying these boring things. I just can't stop.
It's all right. It's all right.
Stop it.
You're cooped up. I understand.
This is what's interesting to me after a week in the hole. Hey, did you ever wonder, Josh, in Hogan's Heroes, if they went out that hole? Did they always go out the same hole, or was it different depending on the season? Did you watch Hogan's Heroes?
I did. I liked it a lot.
I loved it. It was like it made it seem fun to go to. I knew that I knew as a Jew that I wouldn't be treated that way.
Right.
Like I wouldn't be treated like Kinchlow or LeFouve. What's the guy's name?
LeBeau.
LeBeau. But it did seem like it was fun to be in a prisoner of war camp.
It was, and it was fun to pretend. It was fun to play Hogan's Heroes because you could, like, you know, like crawl under a hide-a-bed or something, and, you know, going down in the tunnel, you know.
And that's why you have to admire someone like Schultz, because that guy is a good actor for kids, for people of any age. Schultz.
John Banner was the ultimate lovable Nazi.
And Werner Klemperer looks very German to me.
He does. He is German, but also a Jew.
He is, because one time, who's the guy?
I also think I think Schultz was a Jew as well.
I would love to, but one time, the guy who's the sex addict who was in Bob Crane, he said Werner Klemperer, he once was quoted as saying, Werner Klemperer, he's an actual Nazi. He's an actual Nazi. So for like years, I just took that as like one of those things like Eddie Haskell went to Vietnam.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that Werner Klemperer, I wonder if he got any blowback. And then you saw the guy's I think he's like a mensch even. He's like an like an anti-Nazi Jew.
Yeah, he was one of the good ones.
Oh my God.
You sure Bob Crane wasn't talking about Werner von Braun?
Oh, I'll have to check it. Who's Werner von Braun? Is that an actual Nazi?
Yeah, he was a Nazi scientist who created our space program, essentially.
Who's the Nazi scientist who created the space program?
Werner von Braun.
Is that true?
Yes. You've never heard of Werner von Braun before?
No. When you say the name, it rings a bell. But is he a German?
Yeah, he created the Nazi rocket program, and then we took him at the end of the war, and he became the head of basically the moon, the whole from Apollo on, or Mercury on. Oh
my God, this is something I obviously need to know about. Now, was he? And I heard this happened a lot. You know, I'm reading that book about it, and Jen Kirkman said she got a book on Kindle about Hitler in Los Angeles based on the podcast. So we're making a difference.
There we go.
But I'm reading all about in the 30s, all these people, and then people I didn't even know were Jewish. Well, not Edward G. Robinson, but there were a lot of, I didn't know any of these people, what their politics was.
Yeah, I mean, they all changed their names, so how could you know?
Well, yeah, they did, point. Except for, well, it didn't, and also Louis B. Yeah, every one of those guys is a different name, right?
Yeah.
Except Goldwyn, maybe.
I don't know.
Where are you? You sound like you're on like you're seesawing.
I am seesawing. I'm in my office chair.
I was going to ask you a question, and this is not an important question. It won't move the conversation further. But I watch a House and Garden or whatever, and they're redoing a house, and the guy goes, you want these squeaky floors to stay the same? And they go, no, I don't want that squeaky floor. I didn't know squeaks were optional. My house I grew up in sounded like it was haunted, just the way it was constructed. I didn't know that was a building choice.
It's not a building choice, no. But there's obviously something one can do to mitigate it.
I really get the image of me before having met you as having no vocabulary. You took me from a small nervous, worried Jew.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
The rain in Spain. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Very good.
Yeah. How does a two Jews teach the second Jew to? And where is that?
How's your lady? How's your lady? Fair.
I have to tell you, that's the most energy you've ever summoned up to get through my dribble to get a joke in there.
Well, good.
and
maybe it's that I don't have to look you in the eye.
Well, even I wouldn't want to do that. But did you like I love the music on that My Fair Lady.
Never really got into the My Fair Lady. I did finish. I finished The Tiger King today, though.
Oh, okay. So how does it? I'm only one episode in. I've listened to the podcast.
I don't even like tigers anymore.
He's a terror. I know, but does okay? I can. We can.
Well, the problem is it's all terrible people.
That's what I was wondering, because when you even listen to the podcast, but not the people putting on the podcast so much, but you think people making the movie. I couldn't figure out who's making the movie.
It's a little hard to tell who's. I mean, it was definitely. It's hard to tell because the access is a little too much almost.
Right. Well.
So I don't know. I couldn't quite untangle the puzzle of how there was a guy shooting a reality show for years or a couple of years. It seems like.
And I remember that. Yeah, there was a guy who had a TV show. And this guy used to be the anchor or something. He used to be a sports
I don't
guy.
want to do spoilers because stuff happens to that footage at certain points. So. Yeah,
but it's not. There's nothing redeemed. Is it? But you were interested in watching it the whole time, right?
I felt sort of taken captive by it for like the last 3 episodes, I would say.
Are you mixing metaphors?
Not really. I just feel like I literally was like it was a hostage situation, and I can't say that the Stockholm syndrome fully set in.
So let me ask you this:
like
how many times
in busier times, I probably would have bailed on it.
How many times can you watch someone put their hands inside the stupid cage?
Yeah,
and the lion tries to bite them. And then there's he hurt a whole bunch of people. I mean, no spoiler alert. Many people were injured.
Yes.
But I also want to tell you that I said that Unabomber, it's called Unabomber in his own words.
Yeah. I
actually think it's good. So it must not be reels then, unless, how could it be reels? I mean, I think I must have misread something. So I didn't want to dissuade you if you wanted to see Unabomber in his own words.
All right. Well, is there anything to be gleaned from it other than cuckoo, cuckoo?
I love the idea. All right. So how's that Unabomber show? Well, it basically goes over, it's all about the Unabomber. Yeah. So what is it like? He sits around and goes, I don't know, maybe I'm cuckoo.
I mean, granted, I'm boiling it down, but I'm not going to get anything more than that is all I'm asking.
I kind of am fascinated by it because it's based on an interview where it's like, here's why I can listen to it. As horrible, I can't watch the serial killer stuff when too much of it is about the actual killings.
Yeah.
There's something sanitized about the way he killed people.
Yeah. He was really bad at it, first of all.
Right. That's true. He made bad bombs early on.
Yeah, he was bad.
He was bad, and so
Chris Bliss and I wrote a joke once that Chris did, and he killed like 3 people in 8 years or something. It's like vending machines are more lethal than that.
Now, if the families of any of the people he harmed are listening,
I apologize. I'm saying,
please don't.
Please blame it on Chris Bliss.
Please.
He was the one who decided to do it in his act.
Oh, you can't hide behind authorship, or whatever that's called.
I can't. I'm more than happy to go hands clean on the State of the Industry address.
Well, you already have a nom de plume. You already have a.
It's true. But
you're already under an assumed name.
It's not hard to decode, though.
I don't even know if we're going to be having a Montreal summer. What do you think?
I don't know. Will you feel comfortable going if there is?
I'm not going anywhere until I see everybody else going somewhere.
Okay.
I'm supposed to go in June to a gig.
Where?
In Iowa, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Maybe Nebraska. Maybe.
That might be. That could be.
Yeah. Don't cancel.
Because I would be.
Let them cancel.
Right. Well, also the thing is that's a flight that's not that populated normally. So
that's right. On a healthy on a healthy day.
On a healthy day, Megan Keister did some kind of search online and she came up with on JetBlue was offering one way to Fort Lauderdale for $18.
Nice.
I don't think at this point its price is going to sway people.
Probably not. Oh. Well, all right. There's your first. I think we should go into the first sigh.
But I didn't have to sigh. That was absolutely a tell on my part.
But I don't really need more.
Okay.
I'll give you this report. I got some weed today. I had to restock there, and that went smoothly.
Where'd you go, to the old place?
No, to my newer place.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice.
And I got 5 pounds of Intelligentsia coffee delivered, fresh roasted yesterday. That
is so cool. I got 4 Barrel, which is a great place up in San Francisco. They sent. I'm a coffee snob because I only had send them 2 12-ounce bags.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep it fresh. So then I'm banking on that there won't be a total shutdown. I don't think there will be. Coffee will always.
I figured since it's roasted to order, so my starting date is yesterday, so I can get that's way fresher than what I usually. I usually got a month under its belt before I touch it.
And you make a great. You make a great cup of coffee, and I don't even know what the machine is. And I'm just saying, as the coffee. I'm no coffee guru, but for some, however you do it, you make an excellent cup of coffee.
Well, the fact that I got you to say that to me it's really a breakthrough for me. I don't want to.
If you cared about the subject, you'd be even more thrilled, right?
No, but knowing how much you care, that you're willing to give it up.
That's true.
It means a great deal. It really does.
It said to me, because I had to say to myself, what's the ultimate point? Is the ultimate point for me to go to my grave and to never tell Josh, that coffee you made was great.
No, you're on the record that you like the coffee, but still, it still feels, just that I'm your list of people who make a good cup of coffee makes me feel good.
Well, in general, I do think of you as someone who serves up a nice something all the time. That's my image of you.
Yeah. Well, I do go for that. I do like to go, oh, that's especially good. that's what I like.
I can see you in the 60s at a party, here's my, I don't smoke these cigars, but I got them from Cuba.
Right.
I have one.
Right.
One of those guys.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Not with a humidor.
No, but I just got these. I'd like to share them.
Did you ever smoke a pipe?
I have, but it was never a full affectation.
I tried it, and I smoked a little bit in college, but nothing serious. But I hated the taste of that pipe tobacco.
I participated a little bit in the early 90s cigar craze.
That's not crazy to me. I mean, I wish I could appreciate the taste of a good cigar. I go by this cigar lounge near me.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it's not pretty over there. It's basically a big, dark, cavernous room that stinks.
Right. Yes. Filled with the "Why aren't you dead?"
and they have that. They also have valet parking, which I find ironic.
Yeah, it is weird.
Okay, I feel like I've gone past the thing that you needed.
Well,
so now I'm. You didn't want to stop me on the roll?
No, we're all good. Any plans for tomorrow?
Let me see. What am I going to do tomorrow? Is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yes.
Tomorrow is Wednesday. My only goal in life is to pretend that I'm never going to be out of quarantine, and then to just go through all the things I need to do, that I've needed to do for a long time, and just do it. There's no choice.
Beautiful.
You know, does it sound exciting?
It does sound exciting.
I mean, I'm talking about organizing, throwing out stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That sounds more like late April to me.
Hey, well, this is not your father's early April. Okay.
I am really, really happy that March is over.
And you know what? It is not over yet.
Well, there's just hours left.
I know, but I swore it had to be over by now. I lost 2 family members. I said it's April 1st. And she goes, no, it's still March.
It's still fucking March.
Oh my God. I'm going to be glad to leave this goddamn, I just think when I wake up in the morning, if I can remember how many family members I have left.
Do you find yourself, and I know this is sort of a can of worms to open up at the quote unquote end, but do you find yourself on mourning 2 different things or one big thing?
How do you mean?
I mean, are you feeling just a big ball of pain, or are you mourning your mother and sister separately, which is a weird...
I don't think it's a weird question at all. I think that I'm just starting to I don't know what you call it, like let go into the feelings.
Yeah.
So, so far, since they both died, I've thought of them like all day long. Kind of thought of them like, but like which I wouldn't do, which I never did when they were alive. Like like definitely like thinking about my life and all that kind of stuff. But I really feel like I was talking with my therapist today that these things that I get anxious about, there's in some way it's a way to keep me distracted from feeling. And I think that when I'm able to relax from that, and then I'm able to, like I cried, I think it was last night, cried Monday night, and I hadn't cried really, like cried since they passed.
Yeah.
And so I felt that relief, that buildup of, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is there's so many unhealthy ways in my life that I have dealt with my anxiety that it seems clear to me in the wake of these 2 family members dying that I see how that is a distraction. I see how that it's trying to get me away, because I think if I feel the feelings, it'll be too much. And maybe sometimes it is too much. Maybe that's what you have to do when it first happens, because it does, when people say back to me what it was, it seems shocking to me. Like if somebody else told me it, it'd be like, why are you even talking?
Right.
Shouldn't you be in some kind of a grieving ICU? So how did it work for you? Did you, in terms of grieving, like I knew you didn't have 2 people right on top of each other.
Yeah. I mean, that certainly makes it, that's what makes it, the part I didn't understand, is how do you deal with that? But I don't know. I don't think I was ever like fetal position sobbing, when I lost my parents or anything. It had been, because it was a process, with both of them, it was cancer. So you kind of knew where this story was headed. And so, there was a lot of mourning to do along the way, I guess is what I'm saying.
It makes sense. And of course, that's the thing my therapist says, and everybody's like, nothing you do is wrong. Nothing you do is no way that you grieve is wrong.
Yeah, and I truly believe that. And you can't, as we talked about last week, you can't worry about being dramatically correct, you know?
So even when you were asking me, I was thinking, like, part of me was like, going, well, I need to supply an answer here that exhibits how much I care about my mother, and
no,
sister.
You most certainly don't, and I hope I didn't put you in a position to feel
No. When I got over that in a second, and I actually started to think, what have I been thinking?
Yeah.
You know, what have I been thinking? And then, because I did have that insight today that the OCD, it should be a basic thing of it, is like you have this pain or worry that gets so bad that you come up with these ritualistic ways that you don't even realize are rituals, you know, because you've been doing it for so long. So like me worrying about hitting someone on the road or all these type of things were all ways of kind of keeping my mind occupied as if it was going to solve the problem. I think that's what it is. Like when you're a little kid or when you're going through trauma, you think that you have to solve the problem, and you're in that mode, you know, whereas you don't have to do that when you're an adult. It's, you know, you don't have to protect against that so much. Right. I confused myself at the end.
No, but I think ultimately, it's about control, and it's a way to artificially feel like you're controlling the universe, you know.
Well, that's the thing. Like you said, fetal position, and I say like that's an image, like my image of what I would be like, of how I would be grieving, would be like in a fetal position.
Yeah.
So it's like you have this. All of these things are like images that you're worried that you might have, or you've heard about, you know, when's the grieving going to come, or all that kind of stuff. Whereas I realize when you can tell yourself there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, if you're joking about it or whatever you're doing, then the things that come up can actually lead to other things. Like instead of me,
because they're not being crushed down by those other avoiding voices.
Right. In other words, like I really miss my sister. Okay, so I can sit with that, you know. Right. And here's a perfect example of what I think the dilemma is for people like me or worriers is like, I can think about my sister, but if I allow myself to get into the mode of what could I have done for her that she wouldn't have died, or how could I have made our relationship better, all of that, as useless as it sounds, is hard to remember not to do. You know, it's hard for someone like me to learn not to do. Right. So I feel like as long as I'm not in that mode, which I've been very good at, I just won't buy into that side of me. Good. Because I really think it's completely, I know it's completely useless, and I know it's a dead end trap, and it's the ultimate Monday quarterback. Monday morning quarterbacking. Right. You know, like even that desire to look back at my sister, even though I like I say to myself, you really did want to look back at her because I think you really did think that this was going to be the last time you could see her, but then you didn't really want to look at her too long. You know, it's like it all hits me. It's all how it happened and how it went down all has its own reality and clarity to me.
Well, I mean, I think that, and that image is never going to leave you, you know, that moment, because those are, you know, I still have those moments that, you know, that get permanently etched, you know. Yeah, you mean from when parents and friends have died.
Well, the thing too is that I really admire my sister so much because she really knew she was dying. There's no question about it. And she wanted my brother and me to come to her house so we would feel better. And even though it was like before, like again, if it happened 3 days later, it wouldn't have happened. Right. But she really did. It was important to her to hang on so that we would feel not as bad. And I think that's an amazing thing.
It was her final bit of caretaking. It was very nice.
Yeah, that's exactly the best way to put it. That's so true. Absolutely.
Well, Should we?
Well, what can you say? How can you follow that?
Exactly.
I think I'm good.
All right, man. Well,
thank you so much, Josh. This was really good.
Yeah, I not that I don't think we're switching formats completely, but it makes more sense during these times to save up little bits during our purgatorial days.
Yeah. We won't have this. What's it called? Liberty, or we won't have this ongoing.
Yeah.
This opportunity. But when the world returns to normal, if it does.
But we have a ever expanding window in which to do it now. So
wonderful.
All right,
Thank you, sir. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night. You too.
Bye.
My character is doing everything he can to keep people from knowing that he has had too much to drink.
Overreacting.
He's not trying to act like a drunk. My character is not trying to act
right.
drunk. And he knows the people are laughing. He doesn't know necessarily why or particularly care. You ask him to come out and say something, and he's out there.
Ring, ring.
There it is. How are you?
How are you? Why do I do that horrible laugh?
To announce your presence with intensity.
Yeah, but isn't that like why would I, on the podcast, be a hack comic? You know what I mean? Like a comic I wouldn't normally enjoy. How's it going tonight, folks?
I don't know. It's not, if you actually are trying to be likable, then it's a bad move.
Well, wait a second. Are you still in the mode of being nice to me because family members died?
Yeah, although time's a weird thing right now, man. So it seems like I've been at it a long time.
Is it tired? Is it like, oh my God? Because I swear to God, I am not ready to let that, I don't know what you call me, a victim. I want to be the victim. I almost want to be on CNN sobbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I guess it's not that big a news story.
It's not it's not a big news story, but it is a big goddamn deal.
Yeah, but if there was no coronavirus, first of all, let's go. I'll get off of the bit of me wanting to turn it into a historical event.
Well, honestly, even, I can see where you're coming from. I mean, it's like having a birthday on Christmas, except the bad way.
Plus, exactly. And I listen to all this true crime stuff. So when you listen to true crime, it's like the thing they always say, which if I ever am a victim of true crime or if I ever perpetrate true crime,
right.
I don't want to be the person who says, you never think it's going to happen to you. You never think it's going to, because I actually do think it could happen to me.
Yeah.
I lost what I was saying. What did the sentence start? Seriously, what did the sentence start out with?
It started with whether I'm the victim of a true crime or I perpetrated.
No, yeah, perpetrated. I was making a joke like, hey, wouldn't it be funny to think of me as a serial killer?
Yeah.
And then what was the second? What was my point?
That was where we diverged.
I know it's in my mind. Okay, let's let it go. And the thing about it is, I did not realize. First of all, I woke up at 8 o'clock. I mean, I think it's the second time I slept today.
Yeah.
But I thought it was 8 in the morning.
Wow.
It's a terrible story. What a terrible. It's like telling someone you dream, right?
No, it's a little better than that, but not much.
Josh, I woke up at 8. I was like, okay, I'll tell you the whole story. I was like, is it 8 in the... It's 8 in the morning, right? And then MSNBC had Brian Williams on. I go, well, I must be on my TiVo. Which
we're not in morning anymore, Toto, you said.
I said, why am I laugh in the face of death is I guess the point I'm making.
Yeah. And you wake up 12 hours away from death.
Right. So I do think there's something about the time thing that is... It's really off-putting.
Yeah.
My coffee came today.
Speaking of weird dreams, your coffee came?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was going to bed I think 2 nights ago. Probably around 1:30, and Allison woke up all of a sudden and screamed like a horror movie. just like, I'm not going to try to portray it, but think literal horror movie scream. And then immediately.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I think Susan told me about this because she put it on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what happened. It's so funny that she would mention that to me.
No, it was literally that. She woke up, horror movie scream, immediately back to sleep.
How loud would you say it was?
It was full on, it was a full on someone is trying to murder me scream.
Now, did that pierce my image of your calm demeanor?
Well, it wasn't my calm that was pierced. My calm.
No, but I would be thinking, what did I do? I must have done something.
No, I could tell it was this.
I don't think.
I was awake. I was awake and standing at the time, so I knew nothing was wrong.
Oh my God, that is like I guess that's a once in a lifetime thing. Does she move around
when she
hope. Sleeps? She wasn't holding a knife, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm saying if she ever does murder you, she can say she had a pre-existing condition.
Yes, she can.
But does she remember
the dream? It's called
the
marriage. Am I
right? Hey, you wait. Let me ask you a question. Your wife woke up in the middle of the night screaming, "I call that Wednesday." I hit it too hard?
I think you hit it too high. So I'm very sad myself today about Adam Schlesinger passing away from the corona.
Yes, and I am so sad to not know. I know kind of it's the Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah, among other things. Yeah.
Like what else? Other things?
Like he wrote that Thing You Do, the main song in That Thing You Do. And...
Oh, okay. I realize I've heard his name my whole life, and so this is terrible from coronavirus.
You have not heard his name your whole life.
Well, come on. You
heard his name today.
That's not true, me mother. You don't think I've heard of Fountains of Wayne? I couldn't tell the difference between them and Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
But I've heard of them.
They're remarkably different, thankfully.
Is it a great group?
Yeah, they're really one of my very faves.
How could I? But wouldn't you think
they were probably the last group to make it into my favorites category?
Was it closed down?
Well, I mean, just realistically, yes.
I don't mind my aggressive attitude.
I'm like a typewriter repair shop. I'm open for business, but really nothing's coming in.
So you don't. So you're one of these guys. If someone shows you a Schoenberg,
there was an article about a scientific study that said age 35 is the last time that people really let new music in.
I find that fascinating, but I don't think that has to be true across the board.
Well, of course it's not true. Across the board.
Okay, forget it. Let's not go further with it then. Let's not further with it.
I think we can all name someone who bought a new album at 40.
So what kind of a personality is that where you go, I don't think that's completely true. Wouldn't that vary from person to person? Yeah, that's why they're saying it's a general category.
Yes.
I don't know why they say the 80s. There are things that happened in 79 that I finished in 80.
Right.
Does that mean that was 70 Shut up. You idiot, they'll say to me. It's a simple category for convenience.
You're pedantically wrong.
I used to be enraged that music stores, except for the one in Austin, were in categories. I couldn't. I was like 19 or something at the time. What the fuck is this?
It's just music, man.
That's right. And then you realize 6 months later when you can't. It is music. Why don't you just haphazardly throw them on the floor then?
Why not put it in alphabetical order like the man wants you to?
Now that I'm more sophisticated, I see that a country fan is not going to be my favorite part of going. If there are like amoeba stores or places to go anymore, I think there's amoeba. Is the stand? I love to go to the stand-up comedy CD section.
Yeah,
there's so much junk in there. But it's not even that there's junk in there. To me, it's like, this is my future. discount bargain bin. Well, what am I talking about? I don't have any CDs.
That's right. You wish that was your future.
It's happening soon.
Good.
We're closing in on it, brother. I'll tell you day by day what happens.
Oh, yeah, literally, day by day.
Day by day. So that's very sad. Now, he was also like in a coma? Was they put him in a medically induced coma as well?
I think that yesterday that was the case, and then he died today.
And how old is he?
52.
That's ridiculous. So that means it is the weirdest thing. And don't get me wrong, Trump has done a bang-up job with this, but it seems like many people are going to die because there weren't enough PPEs and that they didn't start early enough to get ready for it, and that they still seem to be completely unprepared.
All those things.
All those things. Do you think this is going to hold up better now that we're doing a chunk a night? The topical stuff will all of a sudden become a treasured part of the show?
No. Not when it's about death. Not when it's a nightly death report. Our show already was a weekly death report.
I am so spaced out that I just realized, I was just going to relate to you that a friend of mine said to me, how am I doing with my grieving? Am I grieving for my mother and my sister at the same time? And this is literally cold off the presses from last night.
Yeah.
That means this is the only thing I'm doing.
I was about to say, I'm the last conversation you had. Is that what you're saying?
That's all I'm doing. And I used I for some reason do not keep. I'm getting better at it, but I used to use the excuse of that I'm afraid to call people because I'm afraid they're going to want to get together.
Yeah.
I have no excuse anymore.
No,
There's no
exactly.
excuse.
That's not going to happen.
So, I see.
But maybe now that fear is not, now that possibility doesn't exist, you actually might break on through to the other side.
I do, but I do have this thing like, well, let me just give you one example. And no, it's going to sound, okay, forget it. It's too, if I introduce, what do I do about the fact that I am a name dropper? That I really am?
Well, I think
it's not like I'm completely a name dropper, but I do get a little excited that I go, this next sentence will contain a celebrity.
Drop your name and move on with the story. How about that?
Okay, Fred Willard.
Uh-huh.
Okay, his wonderful wife passed away about a year ago.
Yeah, and so you checked in on him?
I have been checking in on him.
Good.
But now I'm afraid to call him, though.
Why?
Because I don't want to tell him about what it's like. I want to shield him from the knowledge of what happened to me. Because
you don't think Fred Willard wants to be a good friend to you as well?
That's true. This is a problem that I do. You know what it is? I assume I look at him as Fred Willard. I think is the thing. He's Fred Willard.
Well, then you're just star fucking by checking on him. How about
don't say that so
just
loud.
Being a friend? How about being a friend to a guy who happens to be well known?
You're going to make me get into a Twitter battle with you where I say #Saint. Okay.
All right.
That was so good. That was my favorite hashtag. Was when Kirkman said #Saint.
Yes.
Oh no. Here is the thing. I'll give you a perfect example. Every time I'm around, a perfect example. I'll give you a horrible example. Whenever you've seen all these people, like John Hamm, for example. I meet him a million times.
You just dropped another name.
I did, but it services the story.
Okay.
I am always conscious because of my OCD. When I'm with him, this is John Hamm. Well, I'm talking to John Hamm. Look how handsome he is.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to get bored. He's going to get bored with me in a second. Nobody can have a friendship that way if that's the way my mind is going to be. You know?
Yeah, I think that's true. And I appreciate that you've gotten over that with me.
I'm just saying, Josh, it's a real predicament because I'm friends with so many.
I know, but apparently
handsome,
not. Apparently you're not really friends with them.
No, but I feel comfortable around you.
Yeah, I know. I'm neither handsome nor famous.
Actually, I don't feel comfortable around you.
That's true.
How about that?
But more than average.
I put you on a pedestal.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to do that anymore.
Yeah, please don't.
But when I do put you on a pedestal, it's like you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and I'm Who's the small guy? Spud Webb.
Papa Smurf. Oh.
See, that's a kind of a reference that falls in my Greg Kinnear category.
Yeah.
I wasn't around when the Smurfs came around. I don't know what they are. I think they're like a toy, right? You throw them.
Define the Smurfs. They're like a toy. You throw them.
Yeah, they're like a blob. They're not like clay, right?
No, Andy, they're not. I'm not. I think you could. This is something that one could easily Google.
On my own, right?
Yes. Yes. For tomorrow.
For after the show.
That's your homework for tomorrow. Look up Smurfs. It's like a toy. You throw it.
Okay, but you know what? If I was the final answer, I don't know if this show's still popular. Who wants to do the thing?
Yeah.
Who wants to? But if that was the final question, I lose $1 million.
No, you'd call me.
That's right. But for some reason, isn't there a time when you can get in the game where you've exhausted all of your? I can call you. I call you on the first. I call you on the first one. I'm so insecure.
Should I say hi to Regis? Andy, why did you waste it on that?
Did I tell you that I met Regis? That's another name drop.
It was.
And I said I met Regis, and at Letterman. So he was in the makeup area. I had to meet him, and I say, "Oh, he was late." I said, "He goes, okay. And he goes, yeah, I'm late because that BLS, the limo service." So I say something like, "Well, I hear B and L are great people, but I hear S is not a nice guy." And he goes, "Is this an example of your material, Kindler?" Kindler, is this an example? I said no. I said, I hope not. And anyway, that's another story. Which of those name dropped stories were worse?
The Regis one was number one for sure.
Bad, you mean, or good?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Fred Willard hat was
a little sad. The Fred Willard one made me a little sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used to hang out, because Mary and Fred used to have these parties every single year. Everyone, it's just like, that's why I think either I'm getting older, maybe I'm older than others, but people my age seem to have a chance of dying.
It's true.
I don't want you to get scared, though.
So don't be afraid to call Fred Willard.
Yes, that's the main thing. That's the thing that I do. I have to admit that I have a problem with, and I'd like to get over it because I dread these things that are not to be dreaded. Like my nephew, my cousin writes to me, whatever the thing is, like, and then I make them dreadable. Like, I make it a thing I have to do. It's just weird.
No, I mean that appears to be 60% of your headspace.
That really is. So that's like when since I talked to you, I was able to get something notarized. Did we talk about the notarizing?
We did. That's the downside of talking every day.
Well, you'll be happy to know that I had already done it last night, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the story's even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, but you'll be happy to know.
You could have gotten the story notarized by now.
You'll be happy to know that I was able to operate the scanner and scan all the pages of this will for my mother.
That's fantastic.
And it's really you're never going to be good at the coach in the Bad News Bear movie or the uncle, the amazing uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I can do math. How?
You can. Let's hear a little math now.
No, it's garbage.
I want to be able to do what you do. That's where the money is, right?
Yes, clearly.
I have to recommend this podcast that was recommended to me by Megan Keister. It's called You Must Remember This.
Oh, I've listened to most of those, yeah.
Oh.
It's a little creepy. She has a little bit of a creepy read, but it's
well, no,
good.
because she does a lot of because the blacklist went on for 4 more years. I don't know, but I have to say, that's not a good impression of it. But it's
Really?
it's not really. But I know what you're saying. She's very mannered or idiosyncratic,
Yes.
and not in any kind of talk radio way. Just like she's really having putting on a production.
It's a little pretentious in its read.
But she did the thing of the Song of the South. She talks about this movie, The Song of the South. She does 6-part thing. You probably heard this.
I did.
All about the Song of the South. And it sounds like literally the worst movie I've ever... It sounds like the most racist movie ever. And there's a part, because that has that guy Uncle Remus.
Uh-huh.
And little Johnny, who was played by Bobby Driscoll, who was I remember Lenny Bruce talking about him.
Yeah.
And Johnny's dying, and his father comes in the room and says, Johnny. And I swear to God, I couldn't concentrate on anything but thinking,
Bobby.
that, yes. What if it was the Hitler guy again? Oh, Johnny. And then he says, bring back, he's dying. He goes, bring back Uncle Remus.
I'm going to call Uncle Remus right now. He's going to make you feel better, Bobby.
Bobby.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-a, everything will be much better.
This thing, when you get done listening to this, you're not going to be as big a fan of Walt Disney as you were.
Yeah.
Going in. He's got some serious problems. And that is a terrible song. I always thought, oh, that's just a bad song. That's a particularly bad song, and the feeling behind it. As the lady on the show calls it, the idea of the magical Negro.
Yes.
I'm not going to talk about this longer because if I talk about it, it just
winced.
sounds like...
You just winced when you said Negro.
Yeah, magical Now, this is from the show, but they said magical Negro. I guess it was fine back then.
That was what they were using throughout Guess Who's Coming to Dinner as well.
They used that exact...
they didn't say magical. They just said Negro a lot.
Oh, that was... I don't know when that... I don't know when that became a good... when they did... what they shifted... Did they shift from colored to Negro or something? It was all bad.
Yeah.
It's still bad.
Let's not do that. Let's not trace that etymology.
I think you do your census form?
Allison says she did it online.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she did.
Why? Because we did it. Are you afraid they'll come? They won't stop either.
No, I'm just hoping someone didn't send her and say, hey, click here to fill out your census.
And, Social Security number.
Right.
What's the 3-letter code on the back of the card?
Oh, right.
What is that called? I don't know. Stop me. You stop me.
All right, I can actually stop you by ending the show for the night.
Oh, but you know what? Some of my worst work. No, we had some good belly laughs. Here's the...
It was our hump day special.
Well, here's the thing. I hate this part of me. I don't hate it, but there's a lot of parts I hate. But the part of me that's like, at the end of the show is almost going to pitch to you what I thought the best times were. Yeah. Don't forget to add the parts where we're laughing together.
I'm sure we'll look back on Friday and say it was the notary story over and over.
This is where worse than the notary story is me saying, did I tell you the notary story? It's literally one of the most boring things you can do in life is getting something notarized. Right. How could the story about it be good?
Wait, I have something from the actuary that's going to top it.
These two actuaries go into a bar.
What are the odds?
See? You can make anything funny. I told you that years ago.
That's our closer.
All right. I'm going to let you go.
All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. So, are you going to say goodbye and then turn the recording off and then say to me, that was nice or something? Or are you going to say goodbye like a real-time documentary?
What do you prefer?
I want to hear the 1 second after. I want to talk to you offline.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Click.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, good job.
I'm glad I bet you love me more even though I didn't just hang up at the end.
Holy shit.
Bobby.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, this is the way I talk now. Like Adam Sandler, who's in mourning. I lost my mother and my sister.
It's like Adam Sadler.
My mother and my sister, they don't live anymore.
All right, I'll call back.
Okay, bye. I'm sorry. This is not a good time. It isn't a good time if that's going to continue.
No.
I thought there was nothing I could do wrong, though, as a mourner.
No, you can. Anything you feel is fine.
Oh, but say. Okay, stop it. Don't wind up that hacky laugh again. Hey, I
think it might be time to just accept that it's your actual laugh.
Maybe. I know. It is true. You know, I can't taste anything or smell anything, and my fever's like 105 for the last 3 days.
Wow, it's really
104, 105.
They say sense of humor is the first thing to go.
Well, then obviously I have it. I couldn't figure out how I was going to go with that. Well, no, we knew how I was going to go. I wasn't producing humor.
Yeah.
We can't be out of conversation that quick.
I kind of am. I mean, it's not I'm not honestly feeling all that chatty, I gotta say.
I gotta tell you though, that's what's great about these 15. We already probably have so much in the can.
It's good. I actually edited up till today. So
you did?
Yeah, it cheered me up. I think we're doing good. We're having a good episode.
Well, I can tank it then. Oh, you know, I'm watching The Irishman.
Oh, are you?
I didn't watch it. I know there's something weird with the footage, but I don't understand. Did they make them thin or skinny, or what did they do to them?
They youngified them.
Oh, they youngified them.
Yes.
I'm so far enjoying it. Don't tell me what happened. I don't know what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. But I said I don't know what happens to Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Josh.
Is that your joke?
It's a joke.
Ah.
Yes. Yes. Don't you? Who doesn't know?
Who does know?
Oh, that's right. You went the other way with it. But it does have. It seems. Does all of his movies have the Goodfellas scene where he walks across the street and punches the guy out?
I think all of regular life has that scene, and he's just capturing it.
Right. Well, yes, that's true. And Sopranos had it too. And it makes me kind of scared to watch these movies. But so far, it's working for me. You know.
Yeah.
I'm an hour and 15 minutes in.
I have not taken the dive yet.
Oh, I think you said you did see it.
No.
Oh.
I just am not. I'm not in the mood for a 3-hour meditation on death.
Well, here's the thing. I am. It makes me feel better. When I watch these people, the way they're getting shot up, I go, I lost my family members naturally. What am I complaining about? All right, look, that's the last joke I'm ever going to commit.
I don't know.
About
I would feel better having a grudge.
A grudge against who?
Whoever killed your family.
You know who killed my family? The man. The man did it.
Yeah. Well.
I only have one relative left, and they're in the epicenter.
Yes.
I mean, I have nephews, nieces.
Sure.
Let's not kid ourselves.
But the last electron in your nuclear family.
Right. And I said to my brother, look, is it wrong I hired my own lawyer to handle the probate? Bang, bang, I've got a million of them.
He's like, I can buy and sell you.
No, he actually said to me, he goes, look, seriously though, if you do have any questions, those lawyers are for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But they'll charge you for any question you ask.
Oh, wait, is that how it works?
Yes.
I don't like this lawyering thing.
Nah.
So, why did I bring that up? And my point was...
Last relative was where it started.
I didn't make any... I don't think I did that much since last night. Why you didn't ask me to do anything? Did I have therapy today?
Yes. I think you did.
Okay, this is where I'm. Okay, I am not that I'm losing it, but I think this is where the quarantine gets to you a little bit.
Yeah, it's you woke up at 8 last night, so who the hell knows what's happening?
I know everything's upside down. Then
have you been to sleep since then?
Yes. So what happened was I couldn't sleep all last. So I do think one thing about what this thing keeps happening to me. I keep like 5 or 6 times a day. I forget to call my. I think about things I used to ask my sister about. Like she was the resident doctor in the family.
Right.
So I forget that she's not here, that kind of a thing.
Right.
But I think the fact I can't sleep is it has to do with it's hard to separate the coronavirus stress from death stress.
Right.
Do I have to? I see. This is the kind of thing I'm glad I'm here for. You hear that sneeze?
That was a cough. That was a dry cough.
Yeah, you say dry cough. Have you heard of hello? Have you heard of droplets? Hello. I hope I don't switch to that kind of comedy. Susan wasn't familiar with jealous much. She wasn't familiar with that construction.
No. Good.
Something much.
Then you can use it on her for the next year.
I'm thinking about making the Instagram splash.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got for us?
Nothing really. Let me say it again, and you this time act like it's a great idea. Okay. Mm. I'm going to take. I was thinking about taking the Instagram splash.
Wow, I think that's the next step. I think that's very forward thinking.
That's not that much different from your regular personality.
No, what do you want from me?
I want you to want me. I don't know. I blew it. Damn it! So close. I was talking about Susan last night, and we both agreed that we didn't. That
was a cheap trick you just pulled.
Oh, is that who did that song?
Oh man, you're no fun.
But we both agreed that we didn't like the Who. We didn't like the Who that much. My thing was I thought I should like the Who.
Yeah.
She felt no compulsion. I was when I was like 10 or 12 or whatever or 14. I really did like what I thought I should like.
Yeah.
So I thought you're supposed to like the Who, but except for songs like My Generation.
So 50 years later, you're just getting around to changing that.
Well, seriously. I don't like Tommy. I didn't like Tommy, right? And did we agree on this already?
I'm not a big fan of Tommy. I'm not. I'm a pretty good fan of the Who's Greatest Hits.
Ah, okay, that's the one you're recommending for me.
I just mean in general. I
thought it was an album.
No, there is a Who's Greatest Hits, I'm sure, but all right.
So give me some of their hits so I can get excited again. My Generation,
Won't Get Fooled Again, Bob O'Reilly.
What's that last one?
Bob O'Reilly.
I don't know that one.
Don't cry, don't raise your eyes. It's only teenage wasteland.
Okay, they're great. They are boom, 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 boom.
I like
from the remote studios of Thought Spiral.
I like You Better You Bet.
That's a great one. I'm sorry. I apologize to the group. You better bet. When you say I need you, you say and the Eminence Front. How about Eminence Front?
Sure.
It's a put on.
It's a put on. Exactly.
All right.
And here you are shit talking the Who, and you're all excited with every song I mention.
Oh no, I didn't. I thought you were talking about the Guess Who. Oh, and we'll be back with Firesign Theater or some other group from that time period. I didn't call anybody today. That was a mistake. So I have to write Fred Willard down.
Yeah.
Did you call anybody today?
No. A lot of text today.
And what's going on with you over there? See, I think you're doing something over there. You and Allison have something going on over there without me. What do you got going over there? What do you have? What's happening? You can tell me.
We got a good thing going on. I busted out the guitar today finally.
Oh, electric?
No, acoustic.
And we actually had a nice little text thing today. We had a humorous text amongst us.
Yeah, with Gruber and Madison.
Oh, I mean, it's unbelievable. First of all, we were into penis humor.
Yes, you took us
And now
there.
I took you there because I don't know if you know about this. Have I mentioned this on the podcast at all? But I have down south, there's a little problem going on.
I'll take you there.
I'll take you there slowly.
My pants.
I'll take you there.
I wanted to tell you something, and it's very important. No, it's not important. But I was watching Seinfeld last night, 2 in a row. And
Bow.
Bow. And I wrote a script for them once for Castle Rock.
Yeah.
You have a certain joie de vivre for making mouth sounds and general sounds. What's your impression of? I love that one. What's your impression of Michael Winslow?
I can't do it. It's a lot like my Rich Little impression.
So I wrote a script for Castle Rock, and it was. And what do you think? What do you think wasn't the strength of my writing? What they didn't like about it?
Were you the star?
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be. I was going to be I'm writing a show like a Seinfeld type show.
All right. Well,
What did they think it needed more of?
strike one. What did it need more? It needed more. It needed more funny. And
No, I'm not saying what you thought it needed. I'm saying, what did the Castle Rock people say?
it needed less Jew.
No, they said there's no story. Well, no, of course there's no story. I don't have a story to tell, but there's no story. They go, and I remember getting very mad at the time because I was a very sensitive young man. They're like, people misunderstand Seinfeld. They think it's a show about nothing, but it is a show about something. That's not it at all. And then, I got very upset. I got kind of upset. And now when you look at the show, are you telling me that someone we're supposed to buy that Calvin Klein stole Kramer's fragrance from him? And I mean, is that what the story is?
It is
the crazy story.
But that is the thing that drives each scene along.
I know that.
I'm not saying it's not a good choice, but you still need an engine for the half hour.
Right, and it was very funny, but it was like, I guess my point was maybe I don't construct the whole story. Maybe the writing is shoddy. Maybe it looks like I'm not trying. Maybe it seems like I'm just trying to take the cash. But it's not these scripts are not as bad as people have reacted to them.
Yeah.
Over the years. Would you like to read would you please like to read?
Was this 25 years ago, Andy?
Oh, I like that. That must be very nice for you. Okay, so the joke there is I haven't been viable on a TV show?
The joke is more about your grudge than about your viability.
No, because I really don't have a grudge against them because they were very nice to work with because George Shapiro is one of the people.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't George Shapiro. It was
George
another
Shapiro
Glenn.
Was Shapiro?
Yeah, Glenn. What was his name? Glenn.
Gary.
Glenn Padnick. He was right. I wish it had been George Shapiro because he liked me. Did you have any blind script deals? I had 2 blind script deals.
I did have a blind script deal with Sony, and no, that's the only blind script deal. But I had other pilot deals.
I had one with James Francisco.
Really?
Wasn't he blind in the show?
Not when I was alive. and it's James Franciscus.
Of course I didn't know that. Of course I was absolutely having a moment where my mind was failing again. It could have been, it's James San Francisco, right?
Yes.
But you have to be very proud of your knowledge of history or TV or pop culture, because most people would not be able to correct me that it was James Franciscus.
Yeah. I have some chops.
Oh my God. I swear to God, I just looked at the clock. We've been talking for 16 minutes.
Yes, we have.
This is a slow news night.
Yeah.
What
You know what I like to think of tonight's chapter as?
What?
A bridge to tomorrow's.
And tomorrow is going to be letters?
Questions, yeah.
Questions.
Yes.
I like the way you've structured the week. I really do.
Thank you. I brought Jared Kushner in.
Okay, so let's talk about, if we're going to give people at all a little flavor of how the week has gone along, we are now on Thursday of the week, and that's the day where Trump brought out, he brought out Kushner. Kushner, all of a sudden, he's the guy who's in the general. Right. Well, he had a rear admiral out there, too.
Right, but that was just to spite Schumer.
Yeah. Oh, they said I didn't have an admiral. I've had this guy. And then Jared Kushner makes up a story that this guy's been on the job for 15 days.
Yeah.
And then also we're at the part of the endemic or pandemic where Trump's going, it's your fault that people are dying in your specific states.
No one could have seen this coming, but states should have been buying ventilators this whole time while they were cheap. But no one could see this coming.
No one could see it coming. They got a late start. So I would say the only reason why I'm bringing this up is that I had to turn him off today, and it's getting worse. I can watch less every day now.
Yeah, I almost went full blackout today, but I caught the end of the press conference, and then I was watching some Brian Williams before we talked.
How was Brian tonight? Well, I couldn't have been. Oh, that's right, 8:00. How was he? Was he good?
He was a delight.
I happen to like Brian Williams, but I know he's a little cheesy sometimes.
He is cheesy.
Yeah.
He's like got that Paul Moyers kind of cheese. But
and also the he's obsequious.
A little overly solicitous, yes.
Yeah, he's like, we have 5 Pulitzer Prize winners on the show tonight. I think it's who hasn't won a Pulitzer Prize is what I'd like to know. Huh?
It's true. You can't
write that down. That'll be good for a roast.
You can't swing a Peabody without hitting someone who's won a Pulitzer.
In this up in here. You know what word I don't like? Bitch. I don't like when men use it. I think it must be my own problem.
Yeah.
I like some lawyer was using it or some doctor was using it. Oh, yeah, some doctor was sterilizing his thing. And also he made his mask safe.
I was waiting for you to go back around to bitch, but
no, because that can't happen anymore because that would require enough short-term memory to complete a thought.
Right.
Because at this point, even if I stop smoking pot, I think I've gone past the coherent part.
You're closing the barn doors after the coherence is gone.
What day is it? Who's my mommy?
Oh, I can't do that joke anymore. I can't do any of my "Who's My Mommy" material.
You can. It just makes you seem more addled.
First of all, if you don't think I'm going to milk the shock value of this, how's everybody doing today? Oh, how was your? You had a tough pandemic. Did you lose 2 family members within 10 days? Then shut the fuck. All of a sudden, I get mad. That's not a good show.
Probably not, but luckily
that's not a good show.
Luckily, there's months before you'll be doing a show, so
it really will be, and that's the sad part. I don't miss it at all. You know how you have to sometimes, like loosen up a muscle?
Yeah.
In this case, no. In this case, there are no muscles. It's not like riding a bike.
Well, not with what you're doing.
Hey, I drove by, I went outside today.
Yeah.
And the guy had he's now changed his sign to "How was your hump day?" So he really,
wow,
that guy really changed
it. Wow.
I gotta tell you, Josh.
All right, I'm ending this, Andy. I'm ending this because I have to listen to it again.
Okay, like to make sure. And tune in tomorrow
Yes.
for the conclusion of Thought Spiral.
The miniseries.
I told you, I sent him a text I got the other day from a friend of mine that he says, Mike, he said, the text said, Mike, I'm not a real big Donald, or as you know, I'm not a big Donald Trump fan, president fan, but boy, he's doing a great job. And he said, I think he's turning me.
Hello.
Hi.
I like that little sound. I don't know if people can hear that at home. 1 second in. Again, the delusion that people are listening at home as I'm recording it. We started early, honey.
Oh, okay.
That's my wife. My wife has never been heard on the podcast.
Her first appearance.
Do you have any messages for our fans? Fans. I'm sorry. Let's retake that. Any messages for our people?
Good luck.
Good luck.
I have a feeling she's glaring at our people.
No, she actually should be in there. She's not glaring at our people. She actually chuckled to herself more like, I'm pathetic. I love you, Susan. All right. And people say that, all right, now I blew it now.
No, it's all worth it. We finally got a glimpse into the Kindler household.
Yeah, you see? You saw what happens.
Yeah.
Very popular person in my own house.
Yes.
I'm exhausted now from that performance.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm not look, you should have thought of that before you got a coronavirus ventilator person. What are you doing? What's happening? I mean, what are you crawling through a crawl space? Well, that's not funny. Crawling through a tear duct?
You're the only one who's hearing it.
So even better that I continue to comment.
Yes, it's much like a plane flying over if you were here.
Oh boy, you made me. I almost cried a little bit thinking about that.
Although one of the nights this week, I'm pretty sure you were like playing with poker chips during the show or something.
Oh no, I was masturbating.
Ah, okay.
But
it makes that rattling noise still now.
No, not rattling, but because it's so soft, when I rub it, I can't do it.
Get Susan back in here.
No, and don't even put that. And don't you goddamn better not. I had a wonderful. I don't have a wonderful day. Who cares what kind of day I had? What kind of day did you have? I had a wonderful day.
I want to hear about the wonderful day. Mine's not as good a story already.
Well, I didn't go anywhere.
Well, either
to me,
did I.
It's like if you make that decision, you've won again.
Yeah, well, that's in regular times.
Right, but I don't have my mail come to my home because I'm such a big famous star.
Right.
I have it go to a place, and then there's a guy who comes over, and he delivers it to me.
Really?
No, not really. You're the worst. Well, I guess it's not a straight man.
I thought they didn't want you. I thought maybe they didn't want your filthy ass coming into their place.
That hurts. That's hurtful. That's hurtful because it reminds me that I'm kind of a disgusting human. No, you've seen me up close. I'm very showered and nice.
You really are.
And you know what I used to use, though?
You're squeaky.
I used to use a talcum powder. If I ever get messed up the lean or whatever, I used to use shower to shower every day in my life.
Yeah.
It's a horrible product. Now, forget about it. If you're using it out there, God bless you. But the idea of putting powder under your underarms doesn't work. It doesn't work very well. No. Because it gets all over the house.
Well, you're the only one who ever got over powder as a young man.
I don't know what got me into the shower to shower. I just loved it. Oh, you know what? Maybe
was it the jingle?
How's it go?
Shower to shower each day helps keep odor away.
It was Jerry Lewis sang that song?
Have you had your sprinkle today?
You know, this is either before my time or after my time.
It was like smack jab in your time. It was 1970s.
And that was actually a popular. That wasn't like what would be a right guard commercial? I can't remember.
Hi, guy.
Hey, guy. We both did the same hi, guy thing at the same time.
Yeah, but you did it wrong. You did hey, guy. So I just want to.
It's not hey. How do you know it's not hey, guy?
Because
you're pretty self-satisfied. Did anybody ever tell you that? You're pretty sure of yourself over there.
Yeah.
Cocky Josh.
Yeah. Come on over here. Come over here and say that to my face 6 feet
Oh, I
away.
will. I'll say it to you. No, I'll say it to your face through a window pane. Let's do a couple of. Why don't you dress up as an elderly person? I don't have to dress up. And you could come over here. We could do some bits where you're waving at me through the window. See, if we were younger and interested in like viral videos before they meant death,
right?
We'd be putting out 5 or 6 of those.
We would.
Hey, I'm Andy Kindler. I'm just letting you know I'm home.
Don't kill me.
Don't kill me. Oh, do you know what you just reminded me of?
Is it virusy?
You reminded me of one of my favorite commercials when we first started the podcast, where it was Match.com. Match.com, come find me. That woman for 2 years with the hat. I'm not looking for any game players. I like nice guys. Come find me.
Shower to shower each day helps keep odor away. Have you had your sprinkle today?
I think I'm hoping to God that you're not mocking me and that this is a real thing.
That's a real thing.
All right.
And I'm mocking you. They are mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Can I do both?
But no, I wasn't doing you singing. That is really kind of what came to my head.
What was the premise of the commercial? The Jerry Lewis style person, or was it more
I think it's self-explanatory.
Shower to shower each day helps keep odor away.
There's never been a commercial like that. You are lying. You're lying through your teeth. The lies are going through your teeth. They're dribbling out of your mouth, and they're coming onto the podcast. Because if I'm never going to find online someone going, shower to shower today, it keeps the thing away.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
Looking.
No,
I can hear
I
while
am.
you're looking.
Of course I'm looking.
I hear while you're looking.
I am.
You don't think you can hide that from me?
Okay, I just texted it to you.
Okay. Oh, so I could probably watch it right now.
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't I do that?
I don't know why this is so important to me.
It is so important. You don't realize how important it is. And I don't want you, and seriously, you know how a lot of times I say, edit things? This has to be done. And expurgated.
Okay.
And expurgated. Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Okay, here we go. Don't rush me, okay?
All right.
I have a
I can hear it.
Where's everybody going? Shower to shower each day. I'll keep odor away.
Shower to shower. To bring you the first deodorant body powder that helps neutralize
Okay, here's the thing I will say. You did add a little mustard to the hot dog, but that's comedically.
Yeah.
You comedically added mustard by going, away! Because they kind of sing it with a little bit of more. They sing it like, you know who put that commercial on? I bet it's the same people who put the Wayfair commercial on. Because that's how it seems to me.
It could well be.
I'm glad that we spent the time to do that. You're probably sad about it.
Yeah, well, I got to go back over it. Do you want to go to questions?
Sure.
We're well into hour 3 right now, by the way. So.
Oh, I love it. What better, like part of me says, well, don't put a 2-hour show on that. And the other part is like, what else do they have to do, these people? Well, they could get bored, which we don't want to have happen.
That's true. No, they could realize without all the actual distractions of life to keep them half occupied.
Yes. Don't take any of my suggestions.
They're like, oh my God, this is shit.
Right. Don't do that. I don't want that.
All right. Sous Vide sent on March 18th said, hey, Howard Cosell, has the situation improved?
This is Howard Cosell, and I'm reporting to you from my quarantine location in the Republic of Domingo, and I'm on the phone tonight with Roberto Del Bisan of Peru. Hello, Roberto.
Hola.
Your part was easy. You know what? I actually got proud of myself for a second, like that my half-assed impression wasn't too bad.
No, you dove right in. You got right to the Republic of Domingo. You didn't have to go through Del Bisan. You came back around for him.
This is a message to me in terms of my regular acts. as well.
There you go. Torben Rolfson says,
He's an old friend.
any contingency plans for the delivery of the 25th State of the Industry address if Montreal is not feasible in July, which it's not.
Are we sure it has been canceled?
It's been postponed to the end of September.
Oh my God! You mean Montreal has?
Yes.
Is there any word on how we're going to make a living this year?
We're not. We're not.
Oh, okay, good.
Buy me a coffee.
Buy me a coffee. I also joined Patreon. I didn't join Patreon, but I followed Patreon.
Yeah.
And then, and because they followed me, and I'm very easy to flatter. And then they wrote me a direct message. Hey, you should do something with us.
They emailed us. They emailed us as well.
Oh, okay. And what are we going to do? Nothing, probably,
Well,
right? We don't know.
We're doing buy me a coffee.
Hey, why should we switch? What are they going to offer us?
I don't know. If you want to follow up, go ahead. But I'd prefer to buy me a coffee.
Well, so in other words, if you had a choice between Patreon and what's the other one called?
Well, there's Patreon.
Right.
And buy me a coffee.
I would go with Bobby. I would go with buy me a coffee. All right. So why am I doing this whole thing? What does this mean for me? Okay, I'm good.
All right. So could you do it from L.A., this being the State of the Industry address? Maybe in a special edition of Thought Spiral?
It sounds like it's not going to go over well.
Yeah, probably not. And you'd still have to pay me to write it.
That's the thing that it wasn't the first thing I thought of, but it's certainly no. But here's the thing: I don't think that of all these things that people are trying to do online now, I don't think there'll be a big hunger for that. And so it probably would seem like an hour. I think we're just going to wait till the end of September. That's what we're going to do. What are we worried about?
One thing you don't do in a quarantine is get online and alienate people.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, how's that going to help me? Hey, look, while I'm here.
I found a way to lash out from home.
Yeah. You know what, Adam Sandler? The more I think about it, the more I think that you're a bum. You at Adam Sandler are a bum. You shouldn't hold my jockstrap while I do something that doesn't need a jockstrap. That's how much of a bum you are, Adam Sandler.
And then bleep, Adam Sandler, 67, rings in and goes, "Hey, Andy, what's the deal? Well, we never had a real beef, did we?" And you crumble like a biscuit.
Or, hey, Seth Rogen, on third thought, you know what? Maybe Josh what's wrong is just, how can I make this go south? How can I turn that? In other words, a quarantine is another example, another way for me to figure out how I can turn everything else sour. Yes. But that hasn't been what I'm doing.
Merge your physical separation with your more emotional.
Oh, my nose is itchy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't touch it, did you?
Oh, you're not allowed to touch your own nose in your own home?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Okay, we're screwed.
I did. Oh, my God, you're right. I was just outside unloading jars of coronavirus.
Wow. Nice of you to help the cause.
I'm sorry I laughed on my own punchline, but it was okay. Oh, my God. I was just a couple hours ago, I was making coronavirus pie.
Right. I know you just panicked. You couldn't think of something. You couldn't think like crates of pangolins.
I have a drug here that has
a bat guano.
Some bat guano. I have a drug that has the hydroxy in it. I don't know what the rest of it is, but I've just been pounding that down.
That's good.
Last week.
It's good over ice. Larry Harold.
I like that a lot.
Larry Harold. Oh, this is edgy. Oh, Andy, so sorry. But having said that, what did St. Peter say to your mom?
I saw that earlier.
And what did James Mason say to Andy's mom?
Well, St. Peter said to my mom, Joan, No, what would he say to my mom? Joan.
Here's my impression of him. He's rifling through the papers. He looks at her and goes,
Yeah.
Quaker?
I don't think so. And what did James Mason say?
Well, let me take a look, Mrs. Kindler. You've led a good life. You had 3 beautiful children. One of them is a little panicky, but the other one is rich, so it all balances out. You're in.
I like it. I am not offended by that. I find that disarmingly beautiful.
There's nothing you could say to me now that would affect my morning unless you were someone from an old grudge I was holding.
Oh, we didn't hear why. We didn't hear why you had a good day.
Because it was basically that I just haven't gone outside, and I was. I think what else made it a good day is I was able to remember what times of the days it was, which is not usually. And also, I knew pretty quickly it was Friday.
Nice. So are you having Susan quiz you throughout the day now? AM or PM?
If you have OCD, and you really haven't, if you have OCD, and you I'm taking medicine for that. But if I don't go outside of the house, it does relieve any tendency to obsess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because wait a second, I just realized I should wipe. No, it doesn't completely, because I'm sure I wiped down things many times. Who could that hurt?
Exactly.
You know, my ex-wife said to me on my wedding night.
Huh.
She said, "Wipe that down first before you put it in."
Or someday it won't work.
I'm the only person who loves the impotency jokes.
You really do. It's fantastic.
Hey, did I tell you that my penis has Shorty's Pizzeria tattooed on it? But then after I take a Viagra, it still says Shorty's Pizzeria. But it's harder to read it.
It tails off.
It tails off. Come on, we're back.
Not Tweet Bahara says, okay, Mike My Pillow Lindell is now part of the coronavirus task force. He's going to make masks. Josh, any idea how he might pitch his mask to America? Is it possible to breathe through patented fill? Well, I think I've already said they're going to be made of the finest Giza cotton. And it'll cover even the most Semitic nose.
That's a nice twist on his personality.
And it's made right here in my home state of Minnesota.
So he has to be a white supremacist, because otherwise why would he be backing Trump?
Because he's a gift from God, that's why.
Is God a white supremacist?
Well, God knows what's really going on.
God knows what's what.
Not Tweet Bahara. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, nothing.
Not Tweet Bahara also says, for Josh, Andy, and all my fellow spiralers, in real life, I'm a college art instructor. I'm doing free art lessons on Facebook live once a week or so. Friend me at David Thornberry on Fbook and learn to draw and paint. It's free.
That's cool.
So,
that is very cool.
Yes.
I encourage people to do that.
Once again, that's David Thornberry on Facebook.
That's David Thornberry. And you know what? If you do that, Daddy gets a little taste.
A little taste of free.
But free. Well, it's not free. You have to buy his literature.
His textbook, yeah.
And also you need to buy your Sabine, I couldn't think of a manufacturer of, you need to buy your Winsor & Newton ink and put Not Tweet Bahara at checkout.
Mark Thompson says loyal Thought Spiral listeners knew how to deal with this lousy pandemic by modeling Andy's OCD behavior, as revealed by the podcast over the years. We're all Andy now. He's the hero we needed.
No, I think shouldn't it be Howie Mandel? Shouldn't he be getting the credit?
No, because I think you brought the worrying, the wide world of worrying to people's lives.
I did see Colbert the other night. He was funny. I saw one example of it where he was funny because he dealt okay with that part where you normally would either be getting a laugh or reaction, or you could hear people say no, do something. But I don't know if I could watch it every night.
No, it's everything everything's a podcast now.
That's true. That's true. It doesn't affect the
playing field has been leveled. The great entertainment playing field has been leveled, and everything is a podcast now.
You know what I understand? Like these things like Zoom. Everyone's doing Zoom. But isn't it the same thing? How is Zoom different than from Snap TV? So should every 3 months we get a big PR thing about a new thing? And that's how it works? Well, okay, I'll take my answer off the air.
Right. Well, Mad City Architect has a question about that very topic, which is, Josh and Andy, any thoughts about having a remote Zoom episode with fans? I work for a hospital and facilitating planning. The 6 feet rule is the most important advice I can give you.
I wouldn't be against doing that if we could eliminate the fans.
Yes, exactly. Why don't we just do this? Hello?
Oh, I thought you were going to present something.
No, what we're doing.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were going to go, hello, I'm zooming. I give you so much room.
No, I know. You thought I said it'll go a little something like this.
Like this.
Yes.
And then did you turn around in your home and then go back to
Hey, my friend Barry Golob, my very dear friend Barry Golob writes, and Barry Golob, and he'll explain within his question, it seems, but we talked about my friend Craig Smith earlier.
Right.
Really, it really goes like a direct handoff from Craig Smith to Barry Golob around age 12.
Oh, cool.
So here's Barry saying, Andy, this is Josh's friend Barry, who you might remember from the fight story or the free gas prank if you listen to the show. Just wanted to.
I don't remember the free gas prank. What was that?
When he got his driver's license, I convinced him that he was supposed to get a certificate for free gas.
That's a good prank.
He says, just wanted to say how sorry I am about both your losses. I hope you're doing okay.
Thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you for your sentiment. And I have just one question, though. It's not spelled like Bob Golub, right?
Golob.
Which is also a comedian named Bob Golub.
Right.
I'm sorry. I ruined the end of the thing. Thank you very much.
Barry was my wingman for all my family deaths.
Oh, man. Wait a second. So you're still friends, in other words?
Absolutely. He listens to Thought Spiral.
Right, but Craig Smith does not listen to Thought Spiral.
I don't think he
And let
does.
that sink in. Let that fucking sink in for a second, Josh. Your fucking best friend, Craig Smith. I'm not even your best friend.
And you don't listen to Thought Spiral either.
That's true. We share that.
Thanks for writing in, Barry. M. Ledsome says,
I am.
Thank you for keeping on spiraling, guys. As proof you affect us all, I find myself pondering the big questions in life, such as what would James Mason sound like if he sold my pillow? Questions for the
She fooled me. She fooled me with that.
After 3 years in my garage and a very raging crack problem, I must admit, I've come up with a more of a sleep system, really. It's called My Pillow. It's made right here in my home country of Great Britain, and I believe that the British way of sleeping is the way of sleeping for you.
I just thought about how much I kind of do miss the commercial, or maybe they're still on, where he goes, now you sleep like that, then you wake up, your neck's like,
No, that's too undignified he's a statesman now.
No, yeah, exactly.
Guy Incognito says, now that Trump has handed the pandemic response keys to Mike Lindell, I guess reality is finally collapsing in on itself. How did the opening remarks go? Well, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for being here. If you just give me a minute, I know this is kind of something I wrote on the way over here, but everyone needs to get with the Bible. Get right with the Bible during this time, and then get right with your pillow and your other bedding. Wow, I killed. I'm doing better than Stephen Colbert.
Oh, God. That just made me laugh the way the right to it from one to the other. Get right with God and get right with your pillow and bedding.
Julian Valentich says, no question, just gratitude that memory of Josh's My Pillow Guy impression brought me some levity when 45 gave over the floor to him amidst a goddamn pandemic. P.S. Andy, I'm truly sorry for your losses. May their memories be blessings.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that sentiment. And also, I can recall the look that Susan had when she casually looked up from what she was doing, and all of a sudden, what am I looking at? All of a sudden, because she can't watch Trump much, but then she looks up and goes, "What the fuck is happening here?"
What kind of weird dream is my third grade teacher going to be in here somewhere too?
And then she looks up, and then she looks up the next thing, it's like, God, the grapes.
That's what I'm here for, the COVID-19 briefing.
And your little dog, too. I'm sorry, that was a bad turnout.
That's all right.
Merry Christmas, you Merry Christmas, you COVID virus people.
And your little dog, too. Yeah. Commish G says, if a person with OCD was already washing their hands 30 times a day, are they now considered temporarily asymptomatic?
As a comedian, in all seriousness, I like the rhythm of the way that was written. And I like the use of asymptomatic.
Yes.
I give it 5 stars.
Sous Vide says, watching lots of TV and I'm wondering how credits work. Some are listed as guest star, and some have them listed as their character name. You know how that works?
I don't. Do you know? I know that it's written into the thing.
Yeah, it's a legit negotiation point.
Right, and there's probably no rhyme to reason about how it goes. And this guy as Schminky.
Well, it's a top. The credit would be a top of show credit, basically.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do I say I don't know something and I still go on for another minute?
Top of show credit would be when they come out at the top of the show and go guest starring, as opposed to at the end credits with the character name.
And also, I found out something that I didn't know, and this is that I was watching Netflix and we wanted to watch the end of the credits. It was the Joe. Oh, by the way, I really loved it. It was the Joe Cocker documentary.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
he was amazing, but it kept switching to the next thing, and I wasn't able to watch the credits. But if you watch through the Netflix app, you can. I was watching through my Roku. That's the worst story anyone's ever heard. It's the worst collection of words. That's the most boring.
Was there something about the credits that you wanted to say, though?
Oh, no, I wanted to hear him singing. He says something right at the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
And there was no way to choose that from the menu. But then when I watched on my Netflix app, I'm a boring man.
Nadine's eye patch says, I'm sheltered in place watching Tango and Cash.
Oh, that sounds... Wait a second. Is that the guy you like? Was that the movie from the guy you like?
No.
Is that Johnny Cash and Kurt Russell?
Have you guys watched any movies you can recommend? Please answer as Jack Palance and Sylvester Stallone.
This is ridiculous. That's not even fair. Either you get to have your recommendation or an impression. You don't get it all. You can't have your James Mason and eat it too.
Yeah,
let's see if you can.
I watched Guess Who's Going to Dinner.
Who's that?
That was Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, I thought that was Gavin McLeod and
Jack Palance. It was the other one.
Yeah.
I'd recommend the Joe Cocker documentary. Dan March says, there's a fair amount of movie talk on the old thought spiral, but what about other visual arts? Who are your favorite painters, sculptors, animators, and photographers? You go first, Andy.
Well, of course, my wife is my favorite photographer.
Mine too.
And then you also have... there was part of me that felt like I never would unfreeze. I enjoy Miro. I enjoy Van Gogh. I enjoy David Hockney. There's so many people I love, artists.
Me
Do you have
too.
any highlights for you?
I like Chuck Close a lot. I like Jenny Holzer. I like.
I don't know who that person is.
She does a lot of word. She does word stuff, visual installations with words. I like Dolly. I like Magritte. I like
Diebenkorn.
Diebenkorn. You said that like a stadium vendor. Diebenkorn.
Diebenkorn. Who wants beer here?
And it's Beetlebaum.
I also like my favorite artist is Thomas Kincaid, the Master of Light.
The Master of Light.
Oh, he gets it.
I like my son Elon Etzioni quite a bit.
He is a genius. Elon is, and I get to see Elon stuff a lot.
Yeah,
when we used to in the old days have it in person.
I like Bill Plimpton as an animator. I like.
Oh, sure.
I like, who else? We got sculptors. I don't have, I'll just go Rodin.
Daniel Klaus. I like Daniel Klaus. I like a lot of the people who do graphic novel types. Drew Friedman. I like a lot of that kind of stuff too. And opera. No. I don't hate opera. I just don't know anything about it.
No, I started writing an opera and then I realized I should probably watch one.
Just one. Who are you? What's his name again? Who did that thing? Jesus? Who are you? The Jesus Christ Superstar guy?
I don't know. Who are you, Salieri? What are you, Mr. Buzzkill?
What am I? A guy who says who? All right, I'm just going to launch into I'm almost launching into my act.
Did you get Salieri though? Did you get that reference?
Yes, Salieri. I got because I watched that movie with the actor who I used to see in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Mozart. What's the name of that guy?
Well, Salieri was F. Murray Abraham.
And then who played the Mozart?
Tom Hulse.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I certainly believe so.
Dan March also says, despite having to shelter in place, have recent events renewed any old connections or given you new plans for the future? No.
It's given me new plans. It's helped me work on the stuff that I've been bottled up with for a long time. And I'm hoping it will definitely make me connect with family and friends more. Am I answering a question the right way?
Yeah, except for not truthfully.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What did I say? That was like I forgot what we were talking about right at the end, so I may have thrown in a lie there.
It's definitely changed my plans for the immediate future.
Right. Okay. The thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we got for the week, Andy.
Well, this has been so much fun. I want to say this honestly.
Okay.
But then we'll somehow. Why do I want to say that honestly? What am I, Mr. Sentiment? No, I really like doing this. I don't want to jinx it. That's the thing.
Okay.
I don't want to jinx it by saying that this could be our greatest achievement so far.
Well, do you want to do it again next week?
I'm up for it.
Okay.
I think we should try it at least a second week.
Unless before we record Monday night, people just hate it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, true. Because that's the way we are. We'll just go by what the other people. Well, you'll know.
Exactly.
It's not like a premise that will last forever.
That's
but
right.
For now, it's fun.
Well, if you're hurting for money, please don't go to buymeacoffee.com /Thought Spiral. Please save your money. If you got some, visit buymeacoffee.com /Thought Spiral because we got no gigs. And check out my album Chunks, my Michael Day Barr movie, July 10th. We have the date.
Oh,
now.
wonderful.
July 10th. Andy?
I will be, we know what needs to come out. It's going to be Hence the Humor. It's going to be soon. But let's not, it sounds, I'm the guy who cried wolf.
Right. Well, no, I think now it's in Bruce's hands, right?
Yes. It's in Bruce's hands.
So there's hope.
Yeah. I love you very much. Oh, no, that's not. I can not say I love you at the end of the show, but I do love you, Josh, Elvis Weinstein.
And I love you, Andy David Kindler, despite your rotten, dirty swindlerdom.
Is this getting into what's like treacly or something?
It's a little weird that I love you at the end of every episode. You know.
All right, forget it then. Then forget. Forget.
But it's real. It's real.
It is real, but I know what you mean. We don't want it to get. I don't want to be one of these people who uses "I love you" too much.
Yeah.
In my life, which I have done before. And insert joke here, ended up being married to a guy named Phil.
Why don't we, instead of saying I love you and overusing that, we can call each other geniuses at the end of the show.
You know what? We did it again. We're geniuses.
It's true. That guy's a genius.
You know what? No, you're a genius. Good night, everybody.
Stay safe. See you next week.